We're waiting, Mr. Smith. I'll call us to order. We'll start off with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll wait. Before I swear in witnesses, just to introduce myself for the respondents in the room, my name is Drew Smith. I am the hearing officer on both code enforcement cases as well as school zone speeding cases for the city of St. Cloud. I am a private practice attorney. I am not an employee of the city of St. Cloud. I am hired for the specific purpose of being an independent trier of facts in these proceedings. Both in the speeding violations and in the code enforcement violations, the city will be first to present. When they are done presenting, any respondent will have an opportunity to ask questions of the witnesses, cross-examine the witnesses if you choose to. If you do not have any cross-examination, if you do have cross-examination, just when you come to the podium, let me know you have questions you'd like to ask, and I'll make the witness available for you for cross-examination. If you do not, you can go right into what you would like me to hear today. And at this point, anybody who's going to provide testimony before me today, if you would stand where you are and raise your right hand. And if you're incapable of standing, you can stay seated where you are and just raise your right hand. Do you all swear from the testimony you give today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Give me a call the first case. Dan, you got something?
Just to update you on the agenda, if we want to try to work with respondents that are present first, and then we can circle back on it again. Dan Manzares for the city of St. Cloud. So under the speed zone, speed cameras, of the 6 cases out there, there are 4 petitioners present, and we can take them in order that they're present if you like. I'm assuming
That would be fine.
we can do that with the presentations of things up there. Okay. So the first one, where someone is present, is the second one on your agenda. Marcy Sue Berger is the petitioner. That's 58225-407507. And with that, I'm not sure. Are you going to present all this?
I will have a few of you.
Okay, so Sergeant Cooley is going to present to you.
All right. Do you have to call it quality, or you just go and start?
Call it, please.
Notice 5822-5000007507, Marcy Sue Berger, petitioner.
Good morning. I'm Sergeant Collier, work with the St. Cloud Police Department. I'm currently assigned to the Traffic Division. On May 14th, 2005, at approximately 12:42 in the afternoon, a 2015 black Mazda bearing Florida registration, Delta Lima 82 Papa X-ray, was driving southbound on Budinger Avenue near St. Cloud Elementary School. As the vehicle entered the school safety zone, it was captured on camera and radar doing 42 in a posted 30-mile-an-hour zone. The evidence of this case was forwarded to the St. Cloud Police Department for review. On May 19th of 2005, I reviewed all the evidence, and I found probable cause to believe that there was a violation of the City of St. Cloud City Ordinance 2024-48, and a notice of violation was issued to the register owner, Marcy Sue Berger. And this is the evidence that, this here was the notice violation that was sent to her. We'll cover the evidence that I was able to review. This zooms in on the vehicle information, noting the register owner, the vehicle description, and the license plate. This is a still picture of the person passing St. Cloud Elementary School. As you, in the top left of that, you can see some cars that are already staging in the car rider line to pick up at the school. The vehicle continues on in the posted 30-mile-an-hour zone. Zoomed in on the tag, it matches on the notice of violation. Then there is a video that shows her entering through. Continue on. Says at 42 miles an hour in the posted 30. The radar and camera do a self-check. As you can see on there, at 8 o'clock in the morning, it checked itself. The violation was at 12:42 in the afternoon, and then at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it passed another operational test. This is the radar that is mounted in that school zone. The serial number matches what is on the notice of violation. This is the administrative hearing saying that the register owner requested the hearing. And then based on the testimony and evidence presented in this case, it's determined that the petitioner or the authorized individual was the owner of the or the operator of the 2015 Mazda with Florida registration Delta Lima 82 Papa X-ray. They were traveling 42 miles an hour in a posted 30-mile-an-hour school safety zone, and this is a violation of St. Cloud City Ordinance 2024-48. We would recommend to issue an order denying the petitioner's appeal for the order and to have them pay the fine amount of $100 and then an administrative cost of $89.49 within 30 days. There's a breakdown of that administrative cost as well.
Thank you. Anything further?
That is it, sir.
Before you sit down, would you mind going back to the video and let
Absolutely.
me see that video one more time?
See, nope, go back one more and then play it. There we go, so tag, and what are we doing here? Click it. There we go, thank you, Jay.
Couple of questions while we're here on with it. Just it can be still. First question: in the summary, it discusses going 42 and a 30 school safety zone.
Correct. This.
Am I misperceiving something? Because I see school zone speed limit 15.
When it is an active school zone to reduce the speed down to 15, then yes. Our system is set up to go from bell to bell, so 30 minutes before school takes in till 30 minutes after school releases. And that is why it's active during this time.
Is that also why the lights on the school zone sign are not flashing?
It's before it has a reduced speed.
Question to city attorney: Does this statute apply to school zone when it's not an active school zone?
Well, it applies for the bell-to-bell piece that is in the statute, so the 15 obviously is reduced at the periods of time under the statute, and then the other part is still a school zone during that bell-to-bell period.
So it's the bell-to-bell that you're seeking on this one,
Right.
not the active school zone?
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
That's all the questions I had for you at this time.
Okay.
Is Ms. Berger present? You can come up to the podium. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, were you sworn?
Yes.
Okay, she raised her hand.
So, do I just tell you?
Start off by telling me your name, even though I know you are Ms. Berger, since you
Okay.
responded to a bit of state by stating your name, and then tell me what you would like me to hear.
Okay, Marcy Sue Berger. So that was me driving. This is Gloria Malkowski. I'm her caregiver. I take care of her, throughout the week. It varies different days, whatever. I bring her back and forth to her doctor's appointments. I do her grocery shopping for her. I clean her house, various things that need to be done. That particular day, she had called me. I was home. She fell in the kitchen and she could not get up. So I was going to go assist her to help her up. I couldn't pick her up. She was, I was like dead weight. There was guys across the street that were cutting down a tree. So I asked them if they would come and help me to pick her up. So 3 guys came in the house, 2 assisted and got her up off the ground. I brought her with me so you can see how fragile she is. I'm not making a story. And that was the reason I didn't pay attention, and I was just trying to get there as quickly as I could. That's it. So,
I appreciate everything you said.
yeah, I'm not denying that
Yes,
was me
and I
and that I was
appreciate
going
that,
fast.
too.
I mean,
So let me
So-
explain the position I am in. Unlike code enforcement cases, which are based on city code, I have a little bit of leeway when somebody presents to me good work, which is what you're telling me. The problem, the predicament I have here is this is a state-created program that the city has opted into, and the statute gives me no such leeway. The statute provides that if I find that there was a violation, I am to impose those fines and I am to impose those costs. So as much as I appreciate the good work you were doing that day, I have no ability to say, thank you for your service, and in light of that, then I can't do it with this because it is a statutory program. So because there was a violation, I find that I have to impose the penalty that was assessed.
So I would have been better off just paying the $100.
Yes, ma'am.
Because now it's gonna be $189.
That's correct.
I thought if you would hear the reason why
Yes,
I
ma'am.
was driving the way that I was, that there would be, you
Yes,
know,
ma'am. I
something.
understand that, and I feel for you, but again, as I explained, the statute gives me no such discretion.
Oh, well, they should put that on the ticket and let you know that, because now I'm gonna pay $200 versus $100.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, this was a waste of time. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. If you'll stick around for a minute, I will conform the order, and the clerk will provide it to you. What's the- I'm gonna go ahead and circle hand delivery for you, but you can date and sign your own signature. Now I'll do the cities while you're doing that. Same thing there, and I went and brought 3, this way you can keep one, and we can give one to Dan, or whoever wants it over there, makes it easier for everybody. Dan, I did 3 this month, so that we can provide one to the city, and the clerk can keep one, so we have one for the city also, separate from the clerk's copy.
So if we're ready for the next one, was there someone present on, we're ready?
Yes, let me get my stack of orders in front of me and make sure that I keep up with you. Okay, go ahead. Who's
Okay.
next?
So the next one there's someone present is Mohammed Abraham Gul. That's I guess the 4th case listed on the agenda.
Okay.
Case number 5822-5000-18876, Mohammed Ibrahim Gul, petitioner.
Good afternoon, Sergeant Kelly, St. Cloud Police Department, currently assigned to the Traffic Division. On May 23rd of 2025, at approximately 3:32 in the afternoon, a 2020 silver Lexus bearing Florida registration, November X-ray Sierra Mike 39, was traveling southbound on Buttinger Avenue near St. Cloud Elementary School. As the vehicle entered the school safety zone, it was captured on camera and radar doing 27 miles an hour in a posted 15-mile-an-hour school zone. So this is one that has the reduced speed with the flashing light. The evidence of this case was forwarded to the St. Cloud Police Department for review. And on May 30th of 2025, Officer Manning issued the notice of violation after he reviewed the evidence of this. And then on August 26, 2025, I reviewed all of the evidence of this case, and I found probable cause to believe that there was a violation of the City of St. Cloud City Ordinance 2024-48, and that the notice of violation that was initially sent was valid. The secondary was reviewed again because Officer Manning had left the police department. I'll go through the evidence that I was able to review to warrant this violation. This is a notice of violation that was initially sent to the owner. It was under 332 St. Cloud Elementary School. It's got the tag on there along with the vehicle on there with the speed. There's a couple still photos on here. You see the flashing light was captured in the still photo. Vehicle keeps on proceeding through. It's actually the second car that's listed on here. This tag here matches the tag that is on the notice of violation. As you'll see in the video, as it goes through, the car will enter and then catch up to that white car. Camera and radar log shows that it did do a self-operational test and it passed at 2 o'clock beforehand. At 3:32, there was the violation. And then fast forward, again at 2 o'clock, a couple days later, it did it again. A copy of the radar calibration so that it was calibrated within a year. administrative hearing letter that showing that the person requested a hearing to be here today. And staff recommendation, based on the testimony and evidence presented in this case, is determined that the petitioner or the authorized individual was the operator of a 2020 Lexus with a Florida registration of November X-ray Sierra Mike 39. They were driving 27 miles an hour in a posted 15-mile-an-hour school safety zone. This is a violation of the City of St. Cloud City Ordinance 2024-48. We would recommend that we issue that you issue an order denying the petitioner's appeal, and within the next 30 days, pay a $100 fine, and additionally an $89.49 administrative cost.
Thank you. Mr. Gould? And again, you were sworn previously, correct?
Yes.
And if you would start by stating your name and title for the record, or name for the record, please.
Muhammad Gul.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me today, Your Honor, to speak regarding this. I was hoping to see the video. As you can see that there's a school bus and a white car in front of me. I actually, this is a route that I take from work going home, and I was actually braking at the time this incident happened. It wasn't possible for me to speed through obviously the vehicle in front of me. I think the ticket is being issued perhaps from a slow reaction time after seeing the sign. In regards to that, I would like to appeal to the authorities today that I work as a frontline worker in the local community hospital in St. Cloud. Sometimes we have to do overnight shifts. At other times, I'm the sole provider in the entire hospital. And that was the day I was coming back from work going to home. That may explain my slow reaction time.
Officer, would you mind showing me the video again, if you would? Mr. Gould, don't go far away. I want you to stay close to the mic. You can sit, but don't go far, because I just want to see that video again. I may have further questions for either of you.
See, we may need Jay to help us out one more time. You are closing the distance on that white car that is in front of you.
Okay. You can sit, officer. So let me tell you what I see in the video to give you an opportunity to tell me what I'm perceiving is not what I'm seeing. I hear what you're saying. I see you brake when you get to the sign. The way the speed limit laws are in the state of Florida is you are supposed to be going not exceeding the speed limit when you hit the speed limit sign. It is a be at this speed by this point, not start slowing down to this speed at this point. Did I perceive it accurately?
What shows in the video, yes, you perceived it accurately, but that was not intended.
Understood. And I do not think that anybody here has bad intention. Let me just say that for everybody in the room. And to my benefit on this one, you've already heard what I'm going to tell you next on I have no discretion under the statute to give grace for good work in the community or innocent mistake. The statute does not give me that. So because I see that there is a violation, I believe I am required by statute to find the violation exists, to uphold the violation, to impose the citation, and impose the cost. And that is amount, as you heard, is $189.49. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, Mr. Gould, if you'll stick around for just 30 seconds, we can hand you this order, so then you'll have it in hand, because you'll need that. And they'll actually, everybody who's here on the speeding cases, you will get something else in the mail, right, that will tell them, that will give them payment instructions, right? That will come from the company.
Mm-hmm.
So you will get, in addition to the order that you'll receive today, you will also get correspondence in the mail that you can bring into the city, and then that will tell you how to pay and what to do next. Did I say that accurately, Claudia?
They pay it online.
Oh, it's an online payment. Thank you.
Is it okay to leave now?
Yes, sir, you are excused. Thank you.
You guys can leave, you don't have to.
You can go,
Yes.
and they're gonna mail me something and then I pay, is that how that works?
Yes, ma'am. You'll receive a letter in the mail that will look more like the notice you received, and that will have payment instructions so they can pay online, and you'll be able to pay online.
And under the school
Did I sign that
zones,
last one I just handed
You did.
Yes.
and I was just pointing out, under the school zone speed camera cases, the next two are we have individuals present, so we can just work through those in order.
So is that Morency and Hernandez?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Notice 5822-5000-21052, James Morency, petitioner.
Hello, Your Honor. Officer Hostler with, or Investigator Hostler with St. Cloud Police Department Traffic Unit. On May 28th, 2025, at approximately 9:56 a.m., there was a bronze-colored 2014 Maserati vehicle traveling southbound on Budinger Avenue. The cameras caught the vehicle going 43 miles an hour and in 30-mile-per-hour non-reduced school zone, so it was between bells. Officer Manning on June 2nd, 2025, reviewed the initial violation and determined that there was a violation of City Ordinance 2024-48. He issued the citation, and on 6/12/2024, or 2025, sorry, the owner of the vehicle submitted an affidavit of non-liability stating somebody else was driving his vehicle. He stated it was Mr. Morency who was driving the vehicle. On August 22nd, 2022, oh, sorry, I forgot to go through this. On August 22nd, 2022, there's the notice of liability. And then here is his notice of dismissal saying that his citation was dismissed while one was issued for Mr. Morency. And then here is Mr. Morency's notice of violation. All the information is the same. On August 22nd, 2025, at approximately 12:24, I re-reviewed everything due to Investigator Manning leaving the agency and determined that there was, in fact, a violation of the city ordinance. And I added a note through the program saying that I re-reviewed it. Here is a close-up of Mr. Morency's violation. And then here is a picture showing the vehicle as it comes into the school zone. And then as it's further into the school zone, there is a close-up of the license plate on the vehicle. The license plate on the vehicle did match the violation. And then here is the video of the violation. Here is the camera log showing that the camera was tested beforehand and after the violation. Here is the paperwork showing that the radar was calibrated within the last year. Here is Mr. Morency's notice or administrative notice letter. And then the staff recommendation based on the testimony and evidence presented in this case, it has determined the petitioner, an authorized individual, was the operator of a 2014 Maserati with Florida registration Delta Sierra 26 Julia X-ray. It was driving 43 miles per hour and it posted 30-mile-per-hour school safety zone, and it was in violation of City Ordinance 2024-48. It is also we request that you issue an order denying the petitioner's appeal and ordering the petitioner to pay within 30 days for the $100 fine and the $89.49 administrative cost.
Okay, thank you.
And then here is an administrative cost affidavit.
While you're there, would you mind showing me the video one more time just so I can have it fresh?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is Mr. Morency present?
Good afternoon.
And if you would, state your name for me for the record, please, before you start.
James Morency?
And you were sworn earlier, correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You can proceed.
So I have a couple points, questions. as far as identity of the driver, was never, so the due process of identifying the driver never happened, never occurred.
What do you mean by that?
So I never stated that I was the driver of the vehicle.
Do you deny that you were the driver of the vehicle?
I do not deny, but the lack of due process never went through.
The statutory process is what was followed here. So the statute, if, for instance, if I'm driving through a school zone, I receive one of these notices, what the statute provides, created by the Florida legislature, again, this is not City of St. Cloud created rules. Florida legislature has created a program whereby if I receive, if my wife is driving the car that is registered to me through a school zone and gets a notice of violation, that notice of violation, if I'm the registered owner, is going to come to me. This is a statutory program. The state has created this program where then the affidavit is submitted to the jurisdiction to tell them, no, I was not driving that car, here's who was. And then you receive a notice of violation, and just like that prior owner, if you were not the driver of the vehicle, you also have the opportunity to say, I was not driving that vehicle at that time, here's my affidavit to that effect. Did you submit such an affidavit to the city?
I did not.
That is where the due process, though, comes in within that statutory framework. You have the opportunity to say, I was not the driver.
Okay.
Just like you have right now the opportunity to tell me you were not the driver, but you are not telling me you were not the driver.
I'm not denying it. So, another point I want to bring up is that the FDOT recommendation for notice that a camera speed violation is about 300 to 500 feet. That notice is probably 5 feet from the camera. And there's no flashing beacon letting you know that this is an active reduction speed zone.
Your citation issue today is not for active speed zone. It is for the speed limit within the school zone from bell to bell. So during the school day, you were exceeding the regular speed limit. You were not actually cited for exceeding the reduced speed limit in this case.
Okay, but understood, but there's no flashing beacon.
There would not be a flashing beacon. The posted speed limit, regular speed limit, is 30 miles per hour. The flashing would notify you if the 15 miles per hour was active. It was not active at the time. You were cited for going over the posted speed limit.
So according to the statute, there should be a flashing beacon
For the active school zone.
for the violation.
For the active school zone violation. You have not been cited for active school zone violation.
Okay, and so as far as the sign, the recommendation from FDOT, 300 to 500 feet.
Again, it applies to the active school zone, which is not the citation that we're talking about.
It applies to a recording device.
You have something?
Well, I think the statutory he's referring to is the red light camera signing ordinance provision, which
okay.
is different from the school zone. So, and this meets the statutory requirements for all signage that was put in place as is set forth in the statute and the notice provision.
I understand. So you're not talking about signage alerting to the active school zone. You're talking about signage alerting to the camera.
Correct, a speeding recording device.
Is it a speed recording device?
Yeah, it said it recorded a speed of 43 miles per hour.
I understand. Where are you getting the notice? Because what the city attorney is pointing out is that there are two we now have in Florida, this year being the first year of this being active, but we have had for some time red light cameras. And the red light cameras, there is a requirement that there be a sign posted alerting you that there is a red light camera at that intersection. What the city is arguing is that there is not a similar requirement for the school zone speed cameras.
So how would I be in violation of this statute if this statute required a notice?
That's what I'm saying. What the city is arguing is that statute does not require notice. Is there language in the statute that you would like to show me?
The sign, it does, there is signage out there, right?
Your Honor, if I may show you, we actually have pictures of the school zone signs. May
Okay.
I approach?
I think the distance requirement is what I was referring to for the
Yes, sir.
signage.
There's the sign right here saying speed
There
limit
is
fully
sign.
enforced.
About 20 feet from the camera.
I would definitely say it's more than 20 feet. May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
So right here, you can see the sign that says that the school zone is photo enforced. And then that is where the school zone sign actually is saying it is a reduced speed.
Okay. And the argument on distance, sir, you're arguing that's how far away?
It's not 300 feet. 300 to 500.
Does the statute require it to be 300 to 500 feet?
That's me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you step to the mic, please? Thank
Do you have a copy? Would you like to show me where the statute says 300 to 500 feet?
I don't
Because I
have
think you referenced FDOT guidelines, which are different than the Florida statute for the program.
So who creates those?
The legislature creates the statute, and the statute are the rules. FDOT suggests best practices, but those do not, there is nothing that would allow me to say, well, because if we're just talking about a guideline from FDOT, that does not give me leeway to say, okay, the law was not violated. So if the statute says that, I'm happy to consider your argument, but I need it to be in the statute.
Okay, well, I don't have a copy of the statute to present at this moment.
City Attorney, anything?
No, sir. The signage is in accordance with the statute, and as the officer showed you, it's there.
And I think there was, that signage is, it's definitely far enough away to alert you that there is a speed zone coming. Or there's a monitored speed zone coming.
So we'll say that's about 50 feet.
I would say it's at least 100 feet, just from my eyeballing that.
It's a lot closer. So in order to,
Let me tell you how I eyeballed it. That truck that's sitting at about right where that signage is probably about somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 feet, 18 feet long. I could fit 5 of those trucks between that speed limit sign and where the warning
Okay.
monitored speed zone
The
is.
Florida
So
Department
that's
of
how I eyeballed 100
Florida
feet.
Department of Transportation, which has our safety in consideration.
But they suggest.
said 300 to 500.
Yes, which is a suggestion, but it does not mean that I cannot uphold a citation issued
Understood.
if that sign. Okay.
Understood.
I appreciate your arguments, though. They were well made. Anything else you'd like me to hear?
No, sir.
Okay. I do find that there is a violation here, and based on that finding, I am going to uphold the citation, order the citation, plus the cost of $89.49 for a total of $189.49 be paid within 30 days. As you've heard from the others, you will receive a letter beyond this. If you'll stick around, we'll get you the written order, but you'll also receive correspondence in the mail with the payment instructions.
From my understanding,
Yes, sir.
it'll become a citation, actual citation.
If
Right.
it's not paid.
Correct. And
Yes.
so will I have a opportunity to appeal it at that point?
You can appeal my decision here today to the circuit court. So your appeal period begins with this written order.
Sounds good.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
Notice number 58225000222258, Victor George Hernandez, petitioner.
Give me 1 second. Okay.
Good afternoon, Sergeant Colley, St. Cloud Police Department, currently assigned to the Traffic Division. On May 29th, 2025, at approximately 12:43 in the afternoon, a 2019 white Kia bearing Florida registration Delta Yankee 00 Sierra Victor was traveling northbound on Michigan Avenue near Michigan Avenue Elementary. As the vehicle entered the school safety zone, it was captured on camera and radar doing 38 miles an hour in a posted 25-mile-an-hour zone. The evidence of this case was forwarded to the St. Cloud Police Department for review. On June 6, 2025, Officer Manning reviewed the evidence and found probable cause to believe that infraction did occur, and a notice of violation was sent to the registered owner, Victor George Hernandez. On 8/26/2025, I reviewed all the evidence and I found probable cause to believe that there was a violation of City Ordinance 2024-48. Once again, this case was reviewed a second time because the initial reviewing officer had retired from the police department. And this is the evidence that I reviewed at the time to come to that conclusion, and this is the notice of violation that was sent to the owner. Soon here, incident happened on 5/29 at 12:43. It's got the vehicle information on there along with the registered owner. A couple of still photos. This is not the reduced speed limit, so it is a posted 25-mile-an-hour zone. And to the right is Michigan Avenue Elementary. It's actually their walker's gate that it's about to pass. See 38 and a 25. Vehicle continues through. And then there's a close-up of the license plate verifying that we got the right car. Next will be a video of it. Or not. I don't know why I don't like this thing. Might need Jay to help me. There we go. So, this is a normal school day, and school is in session at this time.
Just while we're on the video, you might just let me see it one more time.
Okay.
Okay.
Camera radar log showing that it tested itself before and after the violation, all on the same date. A certification for the radar itself that it was calibrated within a year of this violation. The administrative hearing showing that the owner of the vehicle requested a hearing today. And based on the testimony and evidence presented in this case, it's determined that the petitioner or the authorized individual was the operator of a 2019 Kia with a Florida registration of Delta Yankee 00 Sierra Victor. They were driving 38 miles an hour in a posted 25-mile-an-hour school safety zone. And this is a violation of the City of St. Cloud City Ordinance 2024-48. Recommend to issue an order denying the petitioner's appeal and order the petitioner pay within the next 30 days a $100 fine and the 89.49 administrative costs.
Is Mr. Hernandez present?
Your Honor.
Good. And how are you?
Good.
You were sworn earlier, correct?
Yeah.
And if you start by stating your name for me for the record, and then you can let me know what you'd like me to hear.
Victor George Hernandez.
Okay.
I'm the registered owner, but I wasn't the driver. And the driver was actually a mobile mechanic that was testing out my car. When he came back, I didn't know anything about it until a couple of weeks. And I got the notice, and I tried to call him. The phone was no longer active. So basically, I have no way of getting in touch with this guy. I even went back to the parts store, because that's where I met him. And nobody seen him for weeks, and supposedly he went to Puerto Rico, back to Puerto Rico or something. So I'm stuck with this, and it wasn't even me.
So you heard me earlier discuss the affidavit for non-ownership, or excuse me, for ownership but not being the driver.
Right.
And I know in the notice that's provided, it references that. Why did you not submit the affidavit to the city?
I didn't even know about it. I didn't know about that.
Okay, let me ask if you get just to step to the side and ask the officer a question, if you wouldn't mind coming up, officer. The notices that go out on the violations, do they have instructions for a driver who is not, or for an owner who was not the driver of the vehicle at the time of issuance?
Yes. There's a second page to it. And it has a phone number they can call and speak to a representative of Vera Mobility as well.
And I have seen the full package, so that is my recollection of it. Is your testimony today that you did not receive that second page? I think what you have there is your notice of today's hearing. But when you got the original notice of the violation, do you remember receiving a second page that gave you? Because, again, because this is a statutory program, my hands are tied, as you've heard me say over and over again, at each one. And if that affidavit is not submitted, then I have to hold the owner responsible for that violation.
I didn't know about it, I guess.
Anything from the city?
No, sir.
No, sir. Based on the evidence testimony, I have no choice today but to uphold the citation. I am sympathetic to your predicament, and even more so since you cannot track down the driver to say, hey, you owe me $189.
I tried every which way,
Yeah.
hours and hours and hours trying to find it.
Was he a solo guy, or did he work for
Yeah, I
somebody?
was getting parts from the parts store.
But did he work for the parts store?
No,
Oh.
no. So, no way of getting around it.
Well, I am sorry, but again, should it ever happen again, hopefully it will never happen again, but submit that affidavit. Submit that affidavit.
So if I would submit it, it would have been all right.
It would have been him, just like you saw in that
Right,
last
right.
case, that process, that's exactly what happened with yours. They would have dismissed your citation, issued a new citation to the person you said was driving the vehicle at that time.
Yeah, but if you don't know who was the driver.
So when you got your violation,
Yeah.
it comes down here, it tells you right here, submission of affidavit. And you go, the website lists on multiple times here where you can go to get more information on it as well.
But, no, I didn't even see it.
So,
I'm busy in my life, I guess. It is what it is.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time, Dana. If you'll stick around, we will get the order to you, and like you've heard me tell the others, you'll receive instructions in the mail that will let you know how you can pay that.
the other two are paid.
Oh, the other two have been paid? Okay.
If you use the other ones, that's fine.
Now, if they're paid, then we don't have to do anything. And if I may, Mr. Smith,
Yes,
just
sir.
a little bit off topic. I did find the FDOT regulations on signage, and it's done based on speed limit on speed zones. The 35 or less speed zone, which is what all these are, requires a sign of 100 feet away from the area now. So that's under the FDOT's sign standard stable.
Thank you.
And I believe the other two cases have been paid? Okay, so if we can go to the last code enforcement
Sure.
case, the second one.
Case number 2025-535 Broderick Street Homes LLC owner, location of violation 1514 Ohio Avenue, St. Cloud, Florida.
Good afternoon, Alex Miller, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of St. Cloud. At this time, I would like to enter into evidence the following items: copy of the observation notice, copy of the courtesy notice sent by regular mail, copy of the notice of violation sent by certified mail, copy of the statement of violation and notice of hearing sent by certified mail, posted at the property in City Hall, copy of the PowerPoint presentation, affidavit of posting, evidence of mailings, copy of the code sections in violation, a copy of the deed to the property, and a copy of the cost incurred of the magistrate found as respondent in violation in the amount of $355.38. And we do have a representative here.
Thank you.
On June 18, 2025, during routine patrol, I observed that work was being performed to the interior of the shed located in the rear yard of this location. There was a vanity box, drywall, pipes for plumbing, and sewer connections. I spoke with the tenant and his son who were doing work doing the remodeling, and they stated that they were not aware they needed a permit, but they will obtain the permit as soon as possible. I also inquired about the back porch on the property, and I was advised that there was a permit on record. An observation notice was issued to the tenant, and a copy was mailed to the owner and registered agent, and 3 photos were taken.
Can you just walk me through these photos? Tell me what I'm seeing. Tell me what you want me to see in these photos as you show them.
So
to
this
me.
is when I arrived to the property, I was verifying another violation and observed that they were doing some underwork plumbing, and they had some piping. They have dug the ground for a
Is
sewer
that- that
connection.
Black in the foreground, is that piping? Is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay.
And then And these are the boxes that were put in on the inside of the shed, remodeling the shed on the inside. On July 1st, a re-inspection was performed and verified that there was no permits on record for the back porch and the shed installation and the interior work performed inside the shed. A courtesy notice by regular mail was sent to the owner, an agent, and a copy was mailed to the tenant. 2 pictures were taken.
And what is it that you want me to see in these photos?
This is just the back porch that was installed without a permit, and this is the shed that was also installed where they were doing the inside renovation, the shed. On July 18, I verified there was still no permits on record. A notice of violation by certified mail was sent to the owner and agent, and 2 photos were taken. On September 3rd, a re-inspection was performed and verified that the property was still in violation. A statement of violation and notice of hearing was mailed by certified mail, posted at the property in City Hall. An affidavit of posting was created, and 2 photos were taken. On September 12th, I verified that there was still no permits on record, and I took 2 photos. It is the city's recommendation that the respondent be found in violation of allowing work to be performed prior to obtaining permits by the time specified. The city will recommend that the respondent be given until October 10, 2025 to obtain the permits or remove the structures, or a fine in the amount of $250 be assessed until compliance is met. The city will also request that the cost incurred in bringing this case before the magistrate in the amount of $355.38 to be paid within 7 days of the written order by the special magistrate. And this concludes my presentation.
Okay, thank you. I have no questions for you at this time. Counsel?
Good afternoon, Melody Cosdervani on behalf of the owner. Thank you for your presentation, Ms. Miller. She's been a pleasure to work with. My client is removing the structures here and the back porch. So as of today, the update that I've been given is that it's a rent-to-own shed. So the resident had to contact the company to have it remove the shed, which it is doing, but there should be no issue with bringing the property into compliance by October 10th.
Just, if that's the case, then I will enter the order requested, but I will advise you to advise your client. If something happens, let Ms. Miller know as soon as possible if there's going to be any delay in that, so that code enforcement is aware. And
Absolutely. Since my involvement, we reached out to Ms. Miller, and she was very prompt, and we've maintained steady communication since.
Okay. Anything else?
Not from me.
Okay, so with this, a little bit different, since I don't know what's going to happen, I don't have an easy affirm deny. There will be an order that's mailed. What is, let's see, you have a notice of appearance, so that has their I'll get your contact info from the notice of appearance, so I'll make sure you get an order too. I'll copy you on the order that goes out to your client.
Thank you very much. I
Yes,
appreciate
ma'am.
it. Any administrative fines that my client has to pay for today?
The administrative costs are $355.38.
Okay.
That will be due within 7 days of the date of my written order, but if you'd like to request more time, I can tie that to the October 10th. It may be easier for everybody.
That would be wonderful, just to ensure that payment is timely made. So the $355.58, correct?
38, 355.38.
38.
And that will also be in the order. All of this will be detailed in the order that I mail out.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Will we get an electronic copy of that order as well, or no?
Do I have an email address? Yep, I'll email it to you.
Thank you very much.
You're
I really
welcome.
appreciate it.
You're welcome. Let's go ahead. My thought on the two appeals with no petitioners present is I would like to hear the presentation.
I understood that those were paid
Oh, they're already
prior to the
paid?
hearing, so.
Then
so
they're just being pulled.
They're just being pulled, yeah.
Got it.
We apologize for that. We had to get confirmation from the company that handles the payment as to whether the fine was paid plus the, as you know, statutorily, there's a $50 fee, so we were able to confirm that finally this morning, I think. And
Got it.
Claudia had to track him down.
No problem for me.
All right.
So that leaves us with just the one code enforcement case left?
Two.
Two? Do I have two?
Case number 2025-441 Strata Trust Company, owner, location of violation, 1001 Ohio Avenue.
Yeah, and Mr. Smith, the other case, the other left code has been null.
Null pros. Which one was being null pros?
2025-5020.
Is that Nathaniel Marin Torres? Okay, so just for the record, the Torres case has been null pros, and so we're removing that from the agenda. And now we are on Strata Trust, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can
Thank you.
proceed.
Good afternoon. Alex Miller, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of St. Cloud. At this time, I would like to enter into evidence the following items: copy of the observation notice, copy of the courtesy notice sent by regular mail, copy of the notice of violation sent by certified mail, copy of the statement of violation and notice of hearing sent by certified mail, posted at the property and City Hall, copy of the PowerPoint presentation, affidavit of posting, evidence of mailings, copy of the code sections and violation, a copy of the deed to the property, and a copy of the cost incurred if the magistrate found the respondent in violation in the amount of $318.48. The respondent is not here. On May 13, 2025, while on patrol, I observed that new windows were installed at this location, and there was no permit on record. I also verified that there was a revoked permit for an AC installation. The unit was installed in July of 2024, and due to the lack of cooperation from the owner, the permit was revoked from the contractor. An observation notice was issued to the owner to correct the violations. Later the same day, I called the owner and explained the violations, and he stated that he will be obtaining the permits and requested that the mail be sent to a different address. I advised him that I would send him a copy of the letter to the requested address. 4 photos were taken. The windows. And the AC that was installed in 2024. On May 29th, I verified that the violations were not corrected. A courtesy notice by regular mail was sent to the owner. On July 12th, I verified that there were no permits on record. A notice of violation by certified mail was sent to the owner. On July 25, I spoke with the owner again, and he stated that he was coming in town and he will be obtaining the permits then. On August 21st, a re-inspection was performed and verified that the permits were not obtained. A statement of violation and notice of hearing was mailed by certified mail, posted at the property in City Hall. An affidavit of posting was created, and 1 photo was taken of the posting. On September 12th, and again on September 17, I verified there's still no permits on record, and 2 photos were taken of the property. It is the city's recommendation that the respondent be found in violation of allowing work to be performed prior to obtaining permits by the time specified. The city will recommend that the respondent be given until October 10, 2025 to obtain permits, or a fine in the amount of $250 be assessed until compliance is met. The city will also request that the cost incurred and bringing this case before the magistrate in the amount of $318.48 to be paid within 7 days of the written order by the special magistrate. This concludes my presentation.
Go back to your slide. What's your
Sorry.
administrative cost amount?
318. It was wrong. Yeah,
So that's,
incorrect.
so it's slide clear.
That's fine.
The affidavit is the tabulation is 31848, so the typo is in the slide. Just one question, just make sure I understand what the work that leads to the violation is. So they installed windows without permits.
Yes, sir.
They had a contractor at some point who was working that made an application?
No, so the windows were installed without a permit, but back in July of 24, I have cited the same owner for not having a permit for the AC installation, which he obtained the permit, but because he wasn't cooperating with the contractor, the permit was revoked, so there is no permit on record for the AC again.
Has the AC actually been, that was my next question was on the
Installed.
AC. Has it actually been installed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was it, it's not installed, where it was in that photo, though, that's not its installation location, is it?
No, that was just when they
Okay.
were working on it. That was when I found a violation.
Well, I
was just
thought you
like-
were showing me that, but I didn't
Yes.
want to but it has been installed.
Yes, sir.
So are the windows part of this, or is it just the AC?
The
now?
windows and the AC.
Okay, so the windows were done without permit.
Yes, sir.
There was never any kind of application
No,
made
sir.
for the windows. The AC was installed without permit.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to correct.
Yes, sir.
Now you say that the non-cooperation from the owner, so it was revoked. Was it revoked by the city or revoked, or the
By the co-
contractor?
by the
pulled-
contractor.
The contractor
Yes, sir.
revoked their application
Yes,
for the
sir.
permit. Now I follow. Okay. Based on the evidence testimony provided, I will find in favor of the city, find that the respondent is in violation for work without permits, both for the air conditioning unit replacement as well as the installation of new windows without proper permits. Allow the respondent until October 10th, 2025 to obtain the permits. If not brought into compliance by that date, a fine in the amount of $250 per day will be assessed until compliance is met. We'll also order the respondent to pay the administrative costs incurred by the city in the amount of $318.48. That amount will be due within 7 days of the date of my written order.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else from the city?
We have nothing further, sir. Thank you.
And anything from clerk?
Nope.
Next meeting date?
Next meeting date, October 15, 2025, which will be held at the Community Development Conference Room.
Thank you. No one has anything else? We are adjourned.